Tree felling is dynamic and chaotic. It is a job with extremely high physical and mental demands. It is dangerous work and takes years of dedicated training and practice. Much like tree felling, sharpening a chainsaw chain is a nuanced skill that takes patience and a mindset that is open to learning. This is not an instructional tutorial. It is for entertainment purposes. I have put this story together to encourage in you the constant consciousness for building, no matter the context, a skill set, and to point out that the important details for the application of the skill may not be immediately obvious. While the execution of certain non-negotiable principles and practices will help to ensure the safest possible outcome for felling a tree, within the minutest of details of the process are hidden metaphors that, upon reflection, can help to give your working life, no matter the genre, far greater purpose. As a young logger, I was under constant supervision, being trained for task by wonderful, hard-working, well-meaning co-workers who, it seemed to me, took pride in their work and, as mentors, in gladly passing on their hard-won wisdom, knowledge, and tradition. They shouldered that responsibility, taking it seriously, and perhaps most importantly, by their actions, set me an example. They walked the talk. Back then, as that process started to become understood and therefore a consistent part of how I operated, with a hard-earned high level of respect and mutual trust, it meant being allowed to spend more time independently applying the instructed techniques. I began to understand the importance of having a low level of skepticism combined with a high level of belief in your instinct, and to develop patience. Other, more nuanced aspects of the production line process started to reveal themselves, which facilitated an appreciation for efficiency and for adding something to the product that the next person or entity in the production line could both recognize and appreciate. Having a healthy respect for the raw product and taking pride in being part of a primary industry that contributed mightily to the economy of a country and the fiscal health of a company became an embedded cultural value. While safety was the number one priority and overarching principle for every individual component part of a task, with time, as instinct matured, other aspects of high performance started to reveal within the realms of accuracy, experience, and efficiency. As competency and confidence improved, self-experimentation and discovery that did not compromise safety helped to ease what at first seemed very difficult. Advanced techniques, learnt under supervision, coached with a caveat of non-complacency and heightened awareness when the stakes are high, help to develop an imperviousness to pressure and a focus on the perfect execution of the process. Having a high expectation that mistakes would happen and a low tolerance for when they did grew in you a healthy understanding that perfection was merely a noble aspiration, and that no matter your experience level, when your mortality was constantly on the line, you need always appreciate yourself as an apprentice. Listen radically, ask questions, and when confronted with a situation outside of your as yet learned experience, seek out the wisdom of those you knew had that specialist expertise. Stay curious. In logging, nearly all greenhorns aspire to become tree fallers. It took me years to accumulate the experience necessary to become a safe, competent, and efficient faller. The pumice land logger's, tree feller's wedge belt and tool pouch, as pictured here, was made in homage to all of the mentors I had in those early years. My father Blue, and mentors Craig Donaldson and Johnny Ahapenny, whose tutelage undoubtedly helped me stay alive to tell the story. With efficiency in mind, the belt offers a little back stability and maximizes efficiency by ensuring everything you need to execute the tree felling process is literally on you, including the ability to hammer in a stump vise and sharpen the chain anywhere and any time, with a place for everything and everything in its place. Organization was important. In my planning brain, I designed the belt in a creative sense, giving myself some poetic license, and in its making, while learning a new hobby, permission to make mistakes. To lead the orchestra, you have to turn your back to the crowd, go against the grain, and occasionally stand up for your beliefs. I believed that there was an authentic value added to the craftsmanship aspect of being a woodsman by hand making handles for the files used when administering the techniques for an optimally sharpened chainsaw chain. While those specific techniques are for another video, this one highlights my process by taking the 3 handles foraged for in a previous short movie and letting the genie out of the bottle by highlighting and appreciating the beautiful grain of the handles, and why, at least for me, the particular shape and size of the handles are a vital part of the sharpening process. Perfectionism is a noble pursuit that can block the creative process. Precision and accuracy differ slightly in that, as far as specification goes, they can account for tolerance. During the shaping process, with the use of a rasp, sandpaper, and some inspired imagination, as the file handles start to resemble from a dry, dead branch picked from the forest floor something of purpose, they also, upon reflection, represent the conscious acknowledgement of a certain level of taking pride in your work. Each of the 3 files stored on the belt perform different tasks when filing the chain, and are used in combination to literally give you an edge. Competitiveness between loggers is notorious, and while mastery of the actual act of tree felling was unattainable, being able to optimally sharpen your chain not only made the work easier, it definitely made you the fastest when the concern was time in the cut, all safety aspects considered. While your brain and body were the most necessary baseline tools, at the confluence of their interaction with the innovation and engineering of job-specific products, tools, and practices, as experience was gained, the concepts of planning, efficiency, and precision revealed themselves. Placement of the file itself was a precise task. The drilling for the file had to go into the soft pith right at the branch's center. With the job complete, they took their place on the belt, in full, in spec, and on time. I highly valued the physical beauty and uniformity of my custom-made file handles. Once stained and oiled, they went to work and helped the body and mind meet with procedural and institutional discipline, marking you as you accumulated experience as a professional. They brought an art to the science and were, for me, a point of difference, and in the context of chain sharpening, due to their custom design, gave me a competitive advantage. On the belt, they are a component part of an organized system. In these next two clips, you will see the forehand and backhand strokes for honing the teeth of the chain. You will hear the tapping of the file, which shakes and cleans out the filings from the filing grooves, much like a conductor tapping the rostrum. The following clips outline the performance, the humble execution of the felling cuts, use of the belt, the placement and effectiveness of wedges, and through the medium of film reinforce that a skill set built in one context, tree felling, those being patience, tolerance, planning, discipline, respect, professionalism, competitiveness, having an open mindset, leadership, knowledge sharing, fellowship, followship, radical listening, reflection, teamwork, walking the talk, the right tool for the job, expecting the unexpected, organization, and the essential blend of pride and humility can be repurposed and reapplied in other professional environments and career genres, and that they all have crossover potential, and that every moment is an opportunity for both your personal and professional development.